Good morning, good afternoon, and or evening, and welcome back to The Den, and to the A Day in the Life review of the Cartel update for Schedule 1. And it's a bigger update than it appears on the front end. Now, for these kinds of reviews, I play a game for 24 hours and then either give my initial impressions or a complete review, depending on how big things are. And for the Cartel update, it'll be a complete review. And it'll also be the shortest A Day in the Life on the channel yet. Thanks to the holiday weekend, I was able to get enough time in for this. So, what do I think of it? Do I like it? What does it bring? Does it evolve the gameplay any? Find out in this review. Several new things were added into Schedule 1 with the Cartel update. First and foremost is the Benzies family, the rival cartel. And these guys are going to act as your main antagonists and your main obstacle throughout Hyland Point from this point forward. Unless you already have a character that already has every single area unlocked and, is kind of all the way leveled up. But I'll get back to them here in just a minute. Some of the other stuff that was brought with the update was a new vehicle, the Hot Box, $30,000, and I think this thing is a pretty good addition. It holds colors well, and it has a different colored trim, so you kind of get a two-tone color built into it, which is really nice. And it has 5 trunk spaces, just like the Hound Dog. So this thing is more of like a luxury SUV than the base SUV, and it comes with more trunk space. Now, this also may be due to something else that came with the update, driving tweaks, but the Hot Box tips over pretty easy. It does go fast, but a lot of times when you're turning, even when going slow, you can tip this thing over pretty easy. And that's new, at least for me, in Schedule 1. But it is really easy to flip it back up onto its wheels, and if you can't do that, of course, you can always go talk to Marco. Tyler also added in a pump shotgun, and of course, shotgun shells for ammo. But this thing is powerful. I'm talking, just unless the person is, like designed or programmed to have like way more health than the average individual, you're putting everybody down in one pump. Boom, pump and done, baby. Moving on. It's got pretty good range too, and reload's pretty good. And another new feature that was added in, you can interrupt the reload of the shotgun. So if you get a couple of shells in and somebody's getting up in your face and you need to do another pump and dump real quick, well, you can just interrupt that reload. It's a really nice feature. Like, it really is. Anytime you can interrupt, like, manual reloads, always a really nice touch to a game. Also, spray paint can was added in. And the spray paint can allows you to draw custom graffiti in Schedule 1. So you can kind of go around town and decorate the place up, kind of to your own liking. And once you pull the spray paint can out, you're going to see the areas highlighted in a square where you can draw in. All you got to do is run up. You got multiple different colors that you can choose from. You can make something kind of really nice and artistic looking, or you can do something kind of quick and goofy, whatever suits your style. And another benefit to this is that while you're unlocking new areas before you have everything unlocked, spraying graffiti does help to decrease the Benzie influence in the area. We also got a couple of new hairstyles. Tyler also added in an automatic save backup feature, and there's a lot of other stuff too, but I'm not going to go over the whole list. The 3 marquee things that were added in was, of course, the rival cartel, the quest to finish off the Benzies, which gets you the big marquee thing, the new purchasable property, Hyland Manor. Now, outside of just kind of being an obstacle to where you have to decrease their influence in an area to be able to unlock a new area, the Benzies are also going to mess with you in other ways. You can, at the start of the whole shebang, choose to truce with them, ally yourself with them, and you'll help supply them. They won't mess with you, and you will make a little bit of money, but not a lot off of helping them out. If you decide to tell them to piss off like I did, well, you're going to have to deal with them harassing you from the start of the game, at least on my new save. On my advanced save, things were a little bit different, but I'll get to that here in just a second. One of the things that you're going to have to deal with outside of a few things like dead drop thefts, where they'll steal product that you're trying to get to be able to grow more stuff, or they'll try to steal your customers from you and complete deals so that way you don't get the money. They'll also try to rob your dealers, which I'll get to here in a minute. And the big thing is that they will try to ambush you. You'll complete a deal, and then suddenly, boom, there's some Benzies dudes spawned on you, and they're coming at you. And the one time I've been ambushed, fortunately I was able to survive. Minutes before going up to this deal, I decided to check out another new feature, pickpocketing the police. And I got so lucky, I was able to pickpocket the cop's gun. I swear, that little green area was thinner than a sheet of paper, but somehow I landed the arrow in it and I was able to steal their 1911. And that came in really handy, because once I completed my next deal, 3 Benzie dudes were spawned, well, at least as best I can tell, they were spawned right up on me, and they immediately charged me and were slashing at me with knives or broken glass, something, and they hurt me pretty bad right out the gate, enough to force me to turn around and take off on my golden skateboard, put a good bit of distance in between us, and then I turned back around and blah, 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 I was able to put all 3 of them down. And I gotta tell you, I barely survived. If it wasn't for being able to pickpocket the cop's gun, I don't think I would have survived. They are on you immediately, and you can only take a few hits. If I was having to do melee, man, that'd have been a whole different ballgame. And this is actually really refreshing, because something that Schedule 1 has been needing for a while is some kind of challenge, some kind of drama, some kind of pushback against you as the player. Previously, when you were going around, all you had to do was sell product, grow product, mix product, collect stuff from your dealers, recruit new customers, and you would rank up, and this would unlock a new area for you to get new customers, rinse, wash, repeat of getting suppliers and dealers, etc., until you had all of the areas unlocked in Hyland Point, and eventually hit the rank of Kingpin. It was basically just about engaging with the systems of growing, mixing, producing, selling, and this was all fine, well, and good, but once you get to the end and you've got one of every vehicle, you've got every property, you've got every business, you've got all the customers, you've made multiple different kinds of products, the game was getting a bit stale. Now you can always create a new save and go through the joys of unlocking everything again and trying mixing new products, or mixing the same products in new and different ways. And this was very enjoyable, but still things would get stale towards the end game. Now the Benzies give you something that you have to be conscious about. They give you a challenge that's ever present, and you don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to strike, or when they're going to strike. So you have to be ready. This, well, it's obviously going to slow down the overall grind of the game, getting to max level, unlocking everything, etc., yada yada. Yes, it's going to slow the overall experience down, but more so than slow, I think it's going to make the experience a bit more purposeful, which is going to be a really good thing for Schedule 1. Now, instead of just having this carefree attitude as I go throughout the world and make all these different products and sell it to all these different customers and make bukus of bucks, now I'm going to have to be conscious of what decisions I'm making, how I'm spending my money, where I've got things stashed, how much I'm carrying on me, because, you know, I definitely don't want to get, say, caught out in the middle of the open and get ambushed and taken out by the Benzies when I've got a lot of money or a lot of product on me. Definitely don't want to be doing that. Definitely going to want to be thinking about, hey, is this the best way I could defend myself? Is this a good route? You know, do I have cover in case they start shooting at me? Do I have the ability to kind of like duck in an alleyway and get away? It's going to make me have to move a bit more purposely through Hyland Point and make me a bit more purposeful in all of my decisions. This is something that's really good for Schedule 1, and I think in the overall long run is going to be a great benefit to it. Now, I did make a new character, and I checked out both what an advanced character and what a new character was having to deal with in this DLC in my streams last week, and I'll have both of those linked in the description down below. But I did check out things on a new character, and so far, the Benzies have actually presented a nice and refreshing challenge. I'm excited to see what engaging with them more as I advance through the game is going to be like. Right now, it's been a little rough, a little tough, but nothing bad, nothing overwhelming, nothing that would dissuade me from continuing on or would make me throw up my hands and say, oh, this was too much, Tyler. No, I think it's the right amount so far. Now, maybe as we get on down the line and they're using guns, maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right now, I'm really happy with the Rival Cartel bringing the nice, refreshing challenge and obstacle that we have to consciously move through the world a bit more purposely for. 2 thumbs up, Tyler. 2 thumbs up. I did mention dealer robbings, and this, for the most part, I have only engaged with on my advanced character. These are mostly just annoying, at least from what I've experienced so far. I can see how the dealer robbings are going to prevent a challenge to a lower level character who's trying to accumulate a lot of wealth, who's trying to acquire the properties, who's still up and coming and trying to unlock new areas in Hyland Point, because then you're going to have to stop what you're doing, resupply the dealer. Hopefully they didn't take any money, but having that kick in the gut of one of your dealers getting robbed and having to overcome the challenge of money loss and product loss, and now you got to stop what you're doing and just to get this guy going again, it is going to present a nice change up to the normal pace and the normal flow of things. For an advanced character though, where I've already accumulated a lot of wealth, I've got a couple of automated places to where all I have to do is resupply them and grab the finished product. I have one of every vehicle, I have all the properties, I have all the businesses. It was just annoying. There's nothing I can do to mitigate my dealers getting robbed. It's, you get a text and it was a coin flip. Did they get robbed? Did they not get robbed? There's no ability for me to be alerted and me to try to go and stop them from getting robbed. There's nothing I can do to increase my dealer's chances of succeeding. A member of my community, Miss Macabre, she did a little bit of science for me during the streams, and she gave her dealers weapons to see if it would help to prevent them from getting robbed. But if the dealer gets robbed and they're carrying weapons, they just get the weapons stolen too. So there's absolutely nothing you can do to mitigate this mechanic, and when you're just rolling in the bucks, you don't really care about losing $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 because you've already got a couple of $100,000 sitting in your account. You're probably walking around with like 20, 30 in your pocket. That doesn't really affect you. It's just annoying to have to stop what you're doing and go resupply the dealer. I don't know if there's anything that could be done for a more advanced level of play, but I mean, probably by the point that you're only really having to worry about your dealers getting robbed and that just being an annoyance, you're probably close to finishing off the Benzie quest line anyway. Which brings me to that marquee item of this update, the Benzie's quest. This is a nice fun little quest, and it takes a few days to kind of activate, if you will, if you already have an advanced character. At first I thought something might be bugged out or broken, or, oh hey, I missed my opportunity to do whatever to take him out because I've already got all the areas unlocked and I've already got a max level character. But it just takes a few days when you start playing on that advanced level character for Uncle Nelson to shoot you a text, tell you he needs to talk to you. You talk on the payphone and he tells you what you need to do and sends you off on your way to do it to finish off the Benzies. Another good aspect about this quest line is that it does force you to have to engage with all of the mechanics of the game. You have to have a good chunk of change, 10 grand, to be able to bribe Sam to dig a hole up underneath the Benzie mansion for you, so you have to be making money. And you also have to give 20 cocaine to Billy, so he'll give you some stuff you can make a bomb out of. So you also have to be getting the stuff to be able to make all 3 different kinds of products. Tyler kind of made sure you had to be doing a little bit of everything to be able to finish off this quest, which is a really nice bit of attention to detail. Now, once you've got your explosive stuff from Billy, you gotta go take it over to Stan in the warehouse, and he turns it into a bomb for you. It takes Sam a day to dig the hole, so once you've paid him, it takes him a day. The next day, you can then finish off the quest line. You can go and you can take out the Benzies. And once they're taken out, the manor explodes, it catches on fire, and that's that. No more dealer robbings, no more dead drop thefts, no more of them trying to steal your customers. No more of them jumping out and trying to kill you to end the line. No more of it at all. And after a day or two, I thought my game might be bugged out because, well, Tyler said in the patch notes that you have to complete the Benzie quest line to be able to get Hyland Manor, which is the third and I think the biggest marquee item of the whole update, which is the third and I think the biggest marquee item of the whole update, but it takes 3 days in game. You get to even see a little crane get put up there, and you get to see the fire get put out, and they start to rebuild the manor and whatnot. Tyler did a good bit of attention to detail there as well. And after the 3 days, you get a text from Ray. There's a new property on the market. He wants to offer it to you first, and you can go buy the end game property for $250,000. It's nice. It looks great on the outside. It has a back balcony. It also has like a little back patio area. You got a dumpster around the side of the building from the third loading bay. You have 3 loading bays. Yes, you heard me correctly. A third 3 loading bays. This is really nice. It really complements just how much space you have in Hyland Manor. You've got a nice hallway. You've got stairs right in front of you as you come in that go up to the second floor. The bottom floor is 2 big rooms that are really spacious, just completely open. You can easily fit one kind of production facility in one of these rooms. And then upstairs, you have 4 smaller rooms, basically half the size of the rooms downstairs. You've also got a nice view of the outside area, not only from the back balcony, but there are windows in every room, and the lighting is good too. If you want, you can put some lamps in the corners to kind of keep them from getting a little dark at nighttime, but the lighting is pretty good in and of itself. You've got plenty of room to make a custom bedroom, a custom living space, decorate it up how you want, and plenty of room, trust me because I set everything up, to be able to set up a production facility for all 3 kinds of product in the same building. I was amazed. I was so happy. There was so much room when I first came into the Hyland Manor. I was so amazed. I was just like, yes, I can put this here and that here. It's gonna be so great. I immediately went out, spent the last of my cash buying up all the equipment that I needed, getting everything set up, pulling out my clipboard, assigning all the routes from this to that to blah, 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 blah. Started ordering some deliveries because again, I had 3 loading bays and this is so nice to have 3 loading bays. Immediately started getting things set up so that way there was ingredients for the product I wanted to make. Then I went and I bought employees. And I was kind of making an assumption at this point, right? This is the end game property. This is like the end of GTA Vice City when you get the big mansion. Like, this is the huge house. This is the big production facility that you're going to be able to have. Again, making some assumptions. And, well, I quickly got 8 employees over at the mansion, started setting them up. Cool. I've got 1 all the way set up. I've got 2 almost all the way set up. I need to go get a few more employees. And then lo and behold, I capped out at 10. And my heart sank a little bit because honestly, if I could get like 13 employees in there, 15 at the most, but if I could get 13 employees in there, I could easily set up some automation for all 3 kinds of product. It wouldn't be fully automated like I've got at the barn or the docks, but I wouldn't have to put in very much effort and it would be mostly automated. But no, you can only have 10 employees. All that room, 3 delivery bays, you gotta complete the Benzie's quest line, you gotta wait 3 days, you gotta have some dough, you gotta have $250K, but you can only get 10 employees. That's kind of disappointing. Kind of puts a damper on the whole thing too. Now, I did have to take some stuff out, basically just throw it up on some shelves, and I did have to limit the operation, but I'm still going to be able to run 2 products out of the house, mostly automated. Well, one's going to be completely automated, the other one's like 80% of the way automated. So, it is what it is, but it's still a really nice house. It's got a big wall, and it has an automated gate. Unfortunately, the automated gate and the wall and And the doors to the house don't stop the people from Hyland Point running up into the house after you, asking you for stuff. But, hey, I mean, that's kind of nice, right? They're coming to you, right? You ain't got to go to them. Easy money. But still can be a little bit annoying when you're trying to set something up and then suddenly, oh no, hey, this person wants this. And it's the third person of the day running up into your house, right? A little bit annoying, but again, it's not a bad thing. The money's coming to you. All in all, everything in the update, I think this is a great update for Schedule 1. It is excellent to actually have a challenge that makes me think a bit more consciously about my decisions, a bit more consciously about my expenditures, and having to move a bit more purposely through the world, not just kind of willy-nilly running around, flying around, jumping off the top of the parking garage, not sitting here and bouncing up and down up underneath one of the bus stops and then flying high up into the air, just kind of carefree. Now, I kind of have to be looking over my shoulder everywhere I go. And that is a really nice and refreshing change for Schedule 1. A little bit of conflict, a little bit of drama is really what Schedule 1 needs to kind of keep things from getting stale, especially once you get to the end game. Now when you get to the end game and you don't have to deal with any of the stuff from the Benzies anymore, it's like it was before. And that's kind of nice and refreshing. You kind of get to earn that kind of relaxed, carefree, I own the town kind of thing, right? And that's all I have for the Cartel update on Schedule 1. I hope you found my A Day in the Life informative at the very least, and I'm very interested to hear from you all in the comments section down below. Have you played the Cartel update? What do you think of it? Have you been ambushed? Have you completed the Benzies quest line? Have you tried to set anything up in the manor? Let me know in the comments section down below. Personally, I think Tyler did a good job, and I'm interested to get y'all's impressions on it as well. I do want to say thank you very much for the watch time, and thank you so much for all the support. But, most importantly, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you have Schedule 1 and haven't checked out the Cartel update yet, you know that you should.